everyone. Welcome to Lake Placid, New York. In the ISU Figure Skating Grand Prix Series, the Saatva Skate America, week number 5 of 6. Next week, they will move on to Finland as they travel the world. And the skaters trying to qualify for the Grand Prix final in Nagoya in early December. As we take a look at the Herb Brooks Arena here in Lake Placid, home to so many wonderful Olympic moments, of course, many world winter sports coming to this part of the world for their competition ever since 1980. Welcome live inside the building. Our next event is the Pairs Free Program, and it was so exciting in the short. A bit of an upset, I must say. The world champions currently find themselves in second place to the upstart Georgian team, Anastasia Metelkina and Berulava. We'll see how that unfolds a little bit later. I wanted to just talk a little bit more about the difficulty of the sport. We just watched the rhythm dance. That is all about entertainment and difficulty and small little details. But in para skating, there are big elements. It's a little bit less storytelling, a little bit less connection to the music perhaps, but big, difficult, risky, acrobatic tricks in this sport of para skating. And the woman is so special, has to be so strong, both mentally and physically, to handle those throws across the ice and the twists and the lifts, you name it. The young man's got to be very strong underneath, good skating skills to make sure that he is safe as he turns and holds her, usually by one hand on the hip, across the end of the rink. It's an amazing discipline and so difficult. There's special, unique, and different individuals that match this discipline versus the others. As we take a look in a moment at the standings so far, this is the standings of the short program. So it's going from bottom to top. At the bottom of that list, you'll see the leaders, of course, Metelkina and Berulava, followed by Miura and Kihara from Japan. Third place, Hocke and Kunkel from Germany. And the start order for this event will be the reverse of the standings after the short program. As we take a look at the officials for this event, and of course, just a reminder, there are 2 judging panels. One is a technical panel that only looks at the elements, the technical elements. What are they, and what is the degree of difficulty? And you can have a degree of difficulty up to level 4, and that's determined by specific features that must be on each element, and that panel only looks at that. And they talk together, they have a video replay so they can take a look at the detail of that. The judging panel, of course, adds the score to the quality of the element. Not what the element was, but how well was it done. So they'll add some points or they'll subtract some points based on specific criteria of mistakes or of great quality. And then, of course, they'll add the other 3 program component scores of presentation, composition, and skating skills. So lots goes into it. Sounds complicated, but it's all well organized. Everybody does their job. As we take a look at our first team representing the United States of America, Olivia Flores and Wang. They'll skate first in the free program. There is team number 2 from the United States as well, Valentina Plazas and Maximiliano Fernandez. And representing Canada, Kellyanne Laurin and Ethier. And the final team in group number 1, representing the United States, Emily Chan and Spencer Akira Howe. Well, the senior pairs event this year is going to be incredibly tight. So many good teams around the world. Now remember, these events on the Grand Prix, we will only see 8 pair teams in an event, 10 dance teams, we'll see 12 single skaters. So you're not seeing the whole group of skaters or pair teams, for instance, around the world all in one event. So it's hard to tell, who's sort of making the gains and who is maybe dropping a bit, who's moving up in the world. That, of course, is left up to the Olympic Games and the ISU, the European Championships, 4 continents, and World Championships. So it's hard to get sort of an end of the season peak because these teams, there's only 8 here. However, they're all good. They're here. They had to earn their way here. And it gives an opportunity for young teams moving from junior into senior to get some experience on the senior stage. And those other teams battling for top 10 or top 5 placements at the World Championship. And trying to make the Grand Prix final in Nagoya, Japan. And that's a wonderful event. That'll happen in the first week of December. You'll see the top 6 teams in the world, both in junior and in senior. Separate events, of course. But the best of juniors and seniors in all the disciplines will take place in Nagoya, Japan. Flores and Wang had such joy in their performance yesterday. She wears such a big smile. You know, when you're a skater and you love to skate, as simple as that, you just love being out there. Yeah, it's a big stage and you want to perform well and you get nervous and all that, but the love never leaves. The nerves come with it a little bit, but the passion to perform and the enjoyment that you get in performing stays with you, even at a stressful moment. There is Valentina Plazas and Maximiliano Fernandez. And a moment sort of recognition as you hear your name, you sort of break your focus for a moment as you're being introduced and wave to the audience and get back to work. But it's exciting. You watch it as a young skater, you watch these events and you dream to be here, and now you're here and it's a bit of a surreal world and you have to go through that learning process. As we take a look at Kellyanne Laurin and Hocke and Ethier from Canada, and they have a good amount of experience. They've been at 2 World Championships now. Had a strong skate in their last event in the free program, starting to gain momentum this season. Now you'll see the skaters, not all of them, but sometimes just split apart a little bit to just get the feel of the ice by themselves. Emily Chan, Spencer, Akira Howe, as they come together. Having spoken to a number of the athletes, asking them, what is the feeling of an Olympic year? Now you train like you normally do for any other season. You work hard for your national championships, for the world championships, for 4 continents or Europeans, whatever competitions you are focused on. But when it's the year of Olympics and your friends and families and schoolmates and everyone is talking about the Olympic Games, how does that change you? And you know, you got to keep they told me you have to keep your focus on the job at hand. However, you dream a little bit more, you wake up a little bit more. You're not necessarily nervous, but you're excited and a little bit nervous. So it's an interesting journey, and you've dreamt about it all your life, and then you get along the journey and you get close to those games, and it changes your world a little bit. Anybody who has a goal, a big goal in their plans of life, as you get close to it and wonder, will I make it? It's hard. But that's one of the reasons, whether it's the Super Bowl or the World Series, go Jays, whatever it is, those athletes, professional or amateur, have those nerves and those thoughts and those doubts and those securities and the bravado, the whole range of emotions that'll carry them on to whatever they do in life very successfully. One of the biggest difficulties in high performance sport is how do you transition out of it? When you're in it, you love it, you're passionate about it. But when it comes to an end, then what? And for a lot of these athletes, like it would be for a rock star or a singer, when you are out of the spotlight, how do you cope? This is Olympic year, so we'll see a number of retirements coming up this season. And they'll join some shows, and will it be the same? That's why you see quite often athletes come back because they missed the thrill of the chase.
On the ice now,
here we go.
Here to represent
the Paris free program.
the
Our first team represents the United States of America. 18-year-old Olivia Flores and 21-year-old Luke Wang. Their season's best in the free program is 122.66. We earned that a little earlier this season. A powerful team. Here gaining senior experience. And they'll skate first in the free program. They'll skate to Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Going to open up with the triple twist. Side-by-side jumping elements. Triple Salchow, double axel. And one more. Great fight. They've got a great program going, and here comes the second throw. Throw triple Salchow. Got it. Well, this type of performance for this team, first year in senior, gives me chills. Not because they'll win, because they won't be at that level yet. But this was the best that they could be on this day here in Lake Placid at Skate America. And you can see the joy and the emotion in their performance. They were last in the short program, but this was a victory for this team. Big hugs all around as they waved back at the crowd. They had great joy in skating. The viewers had great joy in watching. And hopefully they'll be happy with the score. But it's irrelevant. You're on a journey and you have to learn to perform under the bright lights on the big stage. And on this day, this team certainly delivered that. We'll take a look at some of the elements in this program. That was brilliant. Let's take a look at the triple twist. Here it is. It's in at a level 3. So the steps coming in, the hands at the side, and a pretty good catch a little bit to the side there. It's a level 3. This side-by-side triple Salchows, really well done. Up into the double axles. A little far apart. They want to tighten that up a little bit later in the season, but great determination to get through those 3 jumps. The throw triple loop. Little forward, but hangs on to that landing edge. Here's the lift. Loop 3. Hand to hip. Great position by Olivia. Upside down. If I'm her father, I'm not wanting to watch that lift. But she did it beautifully. Then that last throw, the throw triple Salchow. Great speed on the landing. Great fight to get that free leg back. And the Arabian cartwheels right at the end of the program. Wow. Now they, I think, are going to destroy their season's best, which is a 77.65. That was the best program this team can do at this time of the season. Wonderful. See, in the kiss and cry with Natalia Mishkatoniak, also coached by Drew Meekins. That was awesome.
Olivia Flores and Luke Wang representing the United States.
The free program score is season's best, 105.61. They are the first team out. Their season's best was 77.65. What a great improvement with a total competition score of 161.44. That is a sign of satisfaction. And at least for this moment, goal achieved.
They compete on behalf of the United States.
Our next team also represents the United States of America. Valentina Plazas and Maximiliano Fernandez. They're 7th after the short program. And they have a season's best of 107.61. That would be nice to have that right now as they take their position to skate to the wonderful music from the movie The Lion King.
It is time.
Second element is the throw triple flip. Here it is. Hand down. The jump sequence. Triple toe loop, just step out. What a great lift. On 1 foot. Amazing. Risky yet secure. Valentina Plazas and Max Fernandez, they certainly had some mistakes in this program. We'll take a look at that, but Max is a beast, perfect piece of music to skate to, because those lifts were absolutely spectacular what he did. The balance underneath and keeping her safe and in an elevated, exposed position in the air was just remarkable. How solid those lifts were. Now on the throws and the side-by-side elements, listen, this team was missing most, if not all, of last season. So no matter how well you've trained, coming back into competition after almost 2 years out of competition on a regular basis, it's going to take time to get comfortable back in these stressful moments. This team is on its way, wants to be further along, no question, but they're back on the big stage. And they certainly have some wonderful elements. Let's take a look at the throw triple flip here. You can see on a little bit of a lean, but puts the hand down, but stands up, keeps that one safe on her feet. Here's the jump sequence here. The triple toe loops has to step out right there. The rest of the sequence is kind of null and void there. There's the group 5 axle lift, always a difficult entry as well. She grabs her blade for a feature. Max has pretty good ice coverage here. Maybe wants a little bit more speed coming up into that lift. Here is the throw, triple loop. Unfortunately here, right, opens up early enough, but a little bit too far forward on that landing. She takes the fall. But look at this lift. The group 5, a little jump into the group 5 reverse, which is the most difficult. A one hand, one leg. The balance point, incredible. Grabs both legs and holds it back out a side edge on 1 foot. That is spectacular. Takes skill and strength. Yeah, wow. Great job. They had some mistakes, no question. It wasn't what they wanted to be, but they're starting their journey back after almost a full year off in competition. 107.61 is their season's best. 107.61, pardon me. And this is a 106.41. And that'll put them currently into first place. The 163.26 total competition score. They're back. Our next team represents Canada, Kellyanne Laurin and Hocke and Ethier. Coached by Stephanie Valois and Yvan Desjardins. They have a season's best of 108.31. Earning that at Skate Canada International a few weeks ago. And they'll skate to say something in the turmoil of love. opening triple twist. Well done. Side-by-side triple Salchow.
Say something, I'm giving up on you. Say something, I'm giving up on you. And I am feeling so small.
Oh, solid throw triple loop.
Nothing at all, and I will stumble and fall. I'm still learning to love, just starting to crawl. Say something, I'm giving up on you. I'm sorry that I couldn't get to you. And I will swallow my pride. You're the one that I love, and I'm saying goodbye.
The second throw triple Salchow. Great adjustment in the air as Kellyanne secures the landing.
And I'm sorry that I couldn't get to you. And anywhere I would have followed you. Oh, say something, I'm giving up on you. Say something, I'm giving up on you. Say something.
Well, you can see the reaction by Kellyanne and Luca at the end of the program. And if you notice up in the left-hand part of the screen, all those little boxes were green except for one was red. So all those elements were gaining points for good quality except for one element, of course. Wow. They continue just to improve along this journey this season, getting better every time out, gaining confidence. They're well trained, but getting into the season competing, it's always new. Every year it's new, getting back to competition under the bright lights. But great job by Kellyanne, Laurin, and Hocke and Ethier from Canada. As they get off the ice wearing very big smiles for this team. They're joined by Stephanie Delois, their coach. Let's take a look at some of the elements in this free program. They come down for the twist here. This is just a level 2, so missing 2 features. His hands do not go down below the shoulders. He would not have gotten that feature. And here is the triple Salchows. This was well done She was a little bit forward, but look how quickly she put the free leg back to stabilize that landing. Really good adjustment on her part. The Group 5 axle lift goes up really nicely. One hand, she grabs the blade, there's the feature, and gets all the turns needed. One hand dismount as well. That was a level 4. Here's the throw, triple loop, a little bit of, just right there, just hangs onto that edge, just incredible. Great fight on her part to stabilize her balance. There's that lift, the change of position. A little twist exit, difficult exit, that'll be a feature, adding to the level 4. And they knew they had a good program going all the way, and I think she was even a little bit astonished at how well that went, and what a great feeling that is, because an elusive program, a pretty clean program, so hard to come by. And when it happens, sometimes it's a bit of a surprise. Let's take a look at their score, a 121.58 season's best. She's thrilled. Trying to wake up, Luca. Look at that score. That's first in the free program, season best, 182.87. Kellyanne Laurin, Luca Ethier from Canada take the lead. Sometimes the surprise is in a good way, better than what you had dreamed. And on this day, I think for her it was. Let's take a look at our next team representing the United States of America, Emily Chan and Spencer Akira Howe. They have a season's best, 123.58. And they'll skate the free program here at Skate America to the haunting music of the musical Ghost. Open up with their side-by-side jump sequence. Triple sows, well done. Double axels. Fight for that landing on the throw triple loop. Throw. Oh, just slips off the toe.
I love you. I've always loved you. I said with my and say it with my heart. And time goes by so slowly, and time can do so much. Are you still mine?
Well, I think for this team, it was another personal victory. And boy, did Spencer ever save that Group 5 axle lift. We'll look at that in the replays. Did not go up well, a little bit to the side, but he muscled that up and stabilized it. And one of the things I felt that Emily, and this is hard because in pair skating you don't have a lot of time to create and work with the character and the emotion of the program. The elements in this discipline take a long time to set up. They're difficult and they're risky, and your focus is mostly on that. However, to this beautiful music, I felt Emily was pouring out some of her emotions with a Spencer at certain parts of this program, and that certainly added to the overall quality, no question. This discipline is more sport than art. At this level, some of the great Olympic champs of the past have had both, but it's such a difficult discipline. But I thought there were moments of emotion so well delivered. Let's take a look at the elements here. Here's the side-by-side triple sour cows, and they get that done nicely right up into the double axle. That was a nice clean sequence here. Here's the triple toe loops. And great work just to keep that gliding on those landing edges, the triple twist. A little bit later in the program, not a split. So that twist comes in actually at a level 4. So they did give the split, the throw triple loop. Hand goes down on that, lose a little bit of the GOE points for that. And this is the triple flip throw. Just slips off the edge there, a little bit too far forward, hoping to be able to stay on, and she didn't adjust her weight balance on top of the blade. There's that Group 5. Look at how difficult that elbow. He changes hands so early. It's amazing he held that lift up. That was not easy. That was a struggle. That was great work by Spencer Akira Howe to keep that lift going. A great job. It's been a struggle for this team and many teams around the world, dealing with injuries and coming back into competition. And no matter how well trained you are, you're hardly trained for the bright lights, the big stage. 118.51, that's second in the free program from Emily and Spencer, with a total competition score of 180.02, and that will put them, at least for the moment, into second place. Great job. Big fight. Wasn't all easy, but it was done. Okay, here we go. Group number 2. Final 4 teams in the pairs event. Medals will be awarded after points as well for the final. This will be a battle between the top 2 teams so far in the short program. But our first team, representing Armenia, Karina Akopova and Nikita Rakhmanin. And from Germany, Annika Hocke and Robert Kunkel. this team, two-time world champions, but they find themselves in second place after the short program. Miura and Kihara from Japan have to redeem themselves in the free program here. And the current leaders after the short program, representing Georgia, Anastasia Metelkina and Berulava. They were brilliant, and they have a very difficult free program technically. So we'll see how this unfolds. Of course, those two top teams, both Miura and Kihara, Metelkina and Berulava, have already won events, so they're in a good position. If they stay in the positions, whoever wins or comes second, they'll move on to the Grand Prix final in Nagoya, Japan, the first week of December. That is the goal for those two teams. But they, of course, would love to deliver a clean program and be the team that stands on top of the podium here at Skate America. Well, Karina Akopova and Nikita Rakhmanin from Armenia. This team has maybe surprised some people coming in. They're very strong technically. They still have some work to do in the program components, but this team qualified for the Olympic Games in the Skate to Milano Olympic qualifying event in Beijing in September, and they had to be ready for that. That was perhaps their biggest competition of the year, first out in September, trying to qualify for the games, and they did. We take a look at Anika Hocke and Robert Kunkel from Germany. They've competed at the World Championships 4 times. The 5th place is their highest placement. Last year it was not so strong as they dealt with injury. It took them out of the German Championships. Recovering, they were 8th at the Europeans, and then they had a disappointing 18th place, the Worlds in Boston. Looking to redeem themselves this year. And there's a look at Miura and Kihara. Had a mistake on the side-by-side solo jumps yesterday. Just got the value of a double. We want to correct that here in the free program. But they're world champions, 2 times world champions for a reason. And they not only have the technical elements, but there's a little bit of magic with this 2 on the ice in their programs. And we've seen that in the past few seasons. It sets themselves a little bit apart from the other teams given equal circumstances technically. And there is Anastasia Metelkina and Berulava. See her step out of that throw. And in practice, I was shocked at how fast they go into these throws. The throws by themselves are risky, but you add the speed in which this team was entering those in practice, it was incredible. They don't want to just win here. They want to and focused on medaling, if not winning, at the Olympic Games in February. That is their goal. They certainly have the technical elements to be competitive for that top spot. Will they bring the program components? We'll see along the way this season. Now for Riku. Here's she starting to prepare for this triple toe loop there. No problem up into the double axel. She is one very determined individual. We talked about the special people these athletes are in the discipline, particularly the women. They have to be fearless, but they have to be alert. So physically demanding, this discipline. It's just remarkable, not just only from a conditioning perspective, but when you're flying across the ice at about 2 or 3 feet in the air and you're coming down, you know, probably at about 15 to 20 kilometers an hour, okay, whatever miles that is for you here in America, but it is bone crushing, and you have to be right on top. You have to be so well prepared, so strong, and so precise with your timing. That's a great thing about the sport of figure skating. Each one of the disciplines is so different, requires a different personality, requires different physical attributes. Some really who love the music and great skaters and great skating ability and ice dance, those who love the thrill of the risk here in pairs, and those who just like to skate by themselves and single skaters. And you wish the rest of the world would understand how difficult this sport really is. I would put these athletes, these top athletes, on top of the list for those athletes that are most mentally strong. You're only on the ice by yourself. All the eyes of the world on television and in the stands watching only you. If you make a mistake, it's yours. You have to own it. It's not a team. In pairs and dance it is of two, but not like a hockey team or soccer. The ice is a stage for everyone to see. The last few moments of the warm-up, the other teams will take their guards and go backstage, and they have a job to do as well as get themselves ready for their performance. How do you spend that time waiting for your performance to come, walking, staying away perhaps from your partner? Coach has to be very careful with what they say, if they say anything, as we get started on group number 2 in the Paris Free Program. Representing Armenia, Karina Akopova and Nikita Rakhmanin. As I said, a surprise team a little bit on the rise. 123.71 is their season's best in the free program. And they'll want to have their very best technical skate as they will perform to Slumdog Millionaire. Opening triple twist. Side by side triple toe loops. Katrina has to step out of that. Difficult entry into this group 3 lift. slow across the ice. Well, great support from Nikita to Karina. This is just one of those programs that gets away from you. It's so difficult to keep 4 minutes of every step precise and clean. And when things start to unravel and it's hard to focus, to forget about the mistakes and to simply move forward. But these mistakes continued throughout the program, some small, some bigger. This is not the representative of what this team is capable of doing or has done in the past on this day. Certainly not what was desired or trained for, but probably some lessons learned, some experience gained, and they'll have to look forward to taking this experience, this unpleasant experience forward, because usually that is followed with a good experience. Let's take a look at some of the elements, and sometimes you just need these types of performances to shock you to a new level. Let's take a look at some of the elements here. There's the twist, triple twist. It's a level 3, so that was a good start to the program. The side-by-side triple toe loops here. And you can see Karina a little under-rotated, has to step out to avoid taking the fall. And then a little bit later here are the triple sow cows. That was well done. And up into a double axel. She gets on a lean outside the circle, has to step out of that one as well. And here's this difficult entry into the group 3 lift, and on the hip, starts her one way, starts to turn with her, change of position, change of hold. Forward outside death bar. This is the most difficult of them all. Some people think it's not the most pleasant position, but very difficult forward outside position. Yeah, watch the fall right here. Goes into the combination spin. He gets back on his heel. His blade gets caught on hers. He has to take the fall. That element comes in at 0, of course. And that's so unfortunate right at the end of the program. But, you know, you've got to put it in perspective, not laugh it off, because you don't want that to happen again, but it did. You got to look forward. Good team, tough night. If this sport was easy, there'd be a lot more people doing it, but it's not. It's really, really tough, and it's hard to know if you haven't skated, you haven't figure skated. It's hard to understand how physically and psychologically difficult this sport is. Here's a look at our next team, Nika and Robert. just waiting for the scores to come in before their names are announced. It's a 106.24 for Karina and Nikita. That'll put them currently into 4th place in the free program with a total competition score of 170.98. That'll put them, for the moment at least, into 3rd place.
Are currently in 3rd place.
3 teams to come.
Next on the ice,
Our next team represents Germany.
Annika, representing Germany.
25-year-old
Annika Hocke and
Annika Hocke and 26-year-old Robert Kunkel. Now they have a 118.52 personal best, earning that in the Cup of China, their first Grand Prix event this season. I'd like to have more here today, as they will skate to "I'll Do Anything for Love," but I won't do that.
And I would do anything for love. I'd run right into hell and back. I would do anything for love. I'll never lie to you, and that's a fact. But I'll never forget the way you feel right now. No.
Their first solo jumping pass, triple Salchows. Under rotated, and then has to fall, take the fall. Great landing on that throw, triple Lutz. Throw. That lift timing was off. Couldn't put it all the way up. Well, pretty dynamic, exciting ending for this team in a disappointing program. No question, some mistakes here, not what was trained for, but they have a really good program, really exciting. It's built to energize the audience if and when skated clean. Well, they had some mistakes in this program. You saw on the boxes in the upper left hand, 3 were red, so losing points on the GOE and the value or the quality of those elements, and one that had an X means they get 0 for that element. That was that lift that did not get all the way up the top. They started the lift, it didn't work, and he brought it down safely, as the men are trained to do. Put anybody at risk to try something that is off balance. As we look at the triple twist at the beginning of the program, that comes in level 4, so that was a great start. 6, almost 7 point for that one element. The triple Salchows under-rotated by Annika in the fall. And the double axel hanging onto that landing, Robert. And let's take a look at this lift here. What goes wrong on that timing? He grabs the hand. Well, that's okay. This one is good. And the change of hold. Nice left. A little bit of a stumble there on the dismount. So a little bit loss on that GOE. Now let's take a look at here. The group 5 axle lift up, and he did not get down low enough underneath her. And when that timing went off, he just could not push that up. So had to abort that. Here's the throw triple loop a little bit later in the program. Good in the air, beautiful. Touches down with the free leg, but gets back onto one leg for the landing position. Look at this. Acrobatic moves, choreographic moves at the end of the program. Disappointment. They have a lot to work with this program. It's good, it's exciting, it's demanding, and on this night, it fell just a bit short. Well, the free program score is 108.30. That is third in the free program, with a total competition score of 176.56. That will put them into third place with 2 teams to come. Not what they had thought would be and hoped to be. They hope to be on the podium. They'll drop 2 spots.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are Riku, Miura, and Ryuichi
2-time world
Kihara.
champions, Riku, Miura, Ryuichi Kihara. And they would love to have a clean program, redeem that mistake in the short, and overtake the leaders. Although really the goal here is skate as best they can, qualify for the Grand Prix final in Nagoya. They'll skate to strength and honor from Gladiator. Follow up that opening triple twist. Side by side jump sequence. Triple toe, bit of a problem for Riku. Double axel. And the second one. The throw triple Lutz. Nice.
Era dentro te soltanto un sogno, ma presto il sogno sarà realtà. Ora crescerà la tua passione, tra mille sfide ti guiderà, credi in te. In ogni attimo tu potrai scegliere.
Side-by-side triple salcho's leader in the program.
Dimenticare che dipende da te.
Here's the next throw. They need it. And she hangs on. Wonderful. Well, the fans are on their feet, and how appropriate that this team skated the Gladiator, because on this day they were warriors. They fought for everything, so determined, disappointed with the mistake of yesterday, determined to skate clean here in the free program. Wow. You see why they are world champions. Champions have always just a little bit more fierceness about them. When they make a mistake, they get mad and they make the correction. Wow, that was amazing. You know, this season best is 143. You know, look to get close to that. And that is about as good as this team could skate at this time of the year. There's much more that will come, I'm sure, as the season progresses. So let's take a look inside the program at some of these elements. Wow, it wasn't all easy, but it was all well done. There's the triple twist in at level 3. Great catch, soft to the ice there on the landing. A little far apart on this, but it's what they were doing at the moment. Triple toe loop, under-rotated, and a touchdown in the sequence. So that comes as a triple toe sequence axle. Here's the throw, triple lutz. Look at that free leg, punches back right away, stays right on top. Here's the side-by-side triple salcho's later in the program. This actually surprised me. That was well done. Good unison on the landing. Here's the group 5 lift, reverse lift coming in. And look how quickly he releases that hand. That is incredible. Changes position, changes hold, and has great ice coverage all the way around the end of the rink. That was outstanding. And here's the final big element, the throw triple loop. Gets that free leg back, glides gloriously on that landing edge. Just beautiful. Exhaustion, but some joy as well. Redemption. What a great job by world champions. We'll see what their score is, and they put the pressure on the next team who is currently in the lead. Will this next team be able to handle that pressure, having watched part of and listened to these scores of 141.57, As Bruno Marcotte, the coach, nod of approval. That is first, of course, in the free program with a total score of 215.99 as Riku and Ryuichi take the lead. One team to come. The team has a 4-point lead after the short. Pressure is on them now. The job has been done for this team. And there they are.
A warm welcome now for our next pair.
Final team in this event. Representing Georgia, Anastasia Metelkina and Luka Berulava. Well, this will be very interesting. They are loaded with difficult, fast, risky, quality elements, but they have not been in this position to lead the world champions in this event. They skate last, and they'll have to produce their best to stay on top. Triple twist, and now the side-by-side jumps. Oh. Anastasia goes down on the triple Salchow. Step out on the triple toe loop. Missed lift, complete mistimed on that takeoff.
Change that you put it on me. You thought I wouldn't change, but I do on you. I will never be what you wanted. This fire is keeping me alive.
Well, the reaction says it all. Opportunities missed, but you have to go through these experiences. They were in the lead by 4 points after the short program over the two-time world champions. They had a chance to set their mark early in the Olympic season by taking a second victory. They listened to the score. They knew it was a good skate. How could they park that out of their mind and focus on their job at hand? And they're just words because we're just talking, but that is so difficult to do. But you have to go through that experience. You can't talk about it to them. You can't rehearse it. You can't simulate it. You have to live it. And on this day, this team had to live that bad experience when they let those elements go a little bit and were affected, I believe anyways, were affected by the scores of the two-time world champions who skated just before them. Let's take a look inside some of these elements. They're a great team, but on this night, they were a little bit average. There's the triple twist to start, the level 4, so there was a good almost 9 points off that element. Triple Salchows, and Anastasia was a little bit loose in the air. Under-rotated, takes the fall to start the program. Now can they park it? Here's the triple toe loops a little bit later on a lean, and Luca steps out of his. So now they see things, feel things starting to fall apart, but the timing of this was completely off. She jumped before he was ready, or he wasn't ready early enough, whatever it was a team mistake. That was costly, 0 for that. Here's the throw triple loop. They come back with that, and great work on both partners' side. There's the sliding move. A little bit later, they have to skate with a disappointment all the way through this program, and that is a very difficult thing to do. You lose your energy, you lose your hope, because you know you've lost that position, but you have to finish the job. You have to finish the race. Tough night. Really, really good team. This team will be a threat, no question. But they had a lesson has been learned, hopefully learned here. You cannot worry or hear about anyone else's job other than your own. Easy to say. Really easy to say. Very difficult to do. Well, their season's best was 148.07, so this score will be another bit of a blow, if you will.
Anastasia Metelkina and
Not what they
Luka
could have imagined
Berulava
would happen
representing
here with a
Georgia,
116.90. That is fourth in the free program. And a total competition score
Their total score
of 195.73. So they will at least stay in second place and make the Grand Prix final. So they will have another day to fight the battle in Nagoya in early December. Wow. There it is. Two-time world champions come back. Fierce competition as they get a 215.99 and they take the title here. Anastasia Metelkina, Luka Berulava, Kellyanne Laurin and Hocke and Ethier of Canada move up into the bronze medal position with a great skate for them with a 182.87. As I said before, this discipline is so risky that anything can happen. So no matter what your point lead is, there are so many elements that can take a fall or a step out. It's physically so demanding and challenging, and even to some stage on some elements dangerous. But everyone got through this day safely, and the lifts that did go down, the gentlemen know exactly how to bring the lifts down to protect the lady and themselves from a difficult fall on the lift. Anything can happen in pairs, and of course we know we have so many good pairs around the world watching this performance, seeing what the other teams are doing, monitoring their competition throughout the year, because they'll all come together at some point. Grand Prix final will have just 6 of the top teams out of the Grand Prix events. Then you go to the European Championships and the 4 continents, and of course the Olympic Games where everyone will be met.
You were magnificent.
Listen to the
Your
champions
performance was beautiful.
here.
It was breathtaking to watch, and the crowd absolutely loved it. How do you feel after that skate?
エレメンツごとにお客さんの本当に温かい拍手が私たちの力になりました。本当にありがとうございました。
I really felt the warmth from the crowd, and I really appreciate all of your support. Thank you.
本当にショートから難しいスタートになってしまったんですけれども、会場の皆さんの応援が本当に一番体力的にきついところもパワーをいただけたので、本当に皆さんに感謝しています。ありがとうございました。
It's a bit frustrating to make the same mistake that we did in the short, but I'm really grateful for all of your support because I was in the toughest position in terms of stamina, the toughest part of the program, and all of your support, your cheers got me through that. Thank you so much.
Well, you certainly showed everybody why you are two-time world champions. Quickly, this is such an important season. How are you approaching it mentally?
そうですね、1年ぶりにショートプログラムでジャンプをミスをしてしまって、本当にフリーに向けてちょっとナーバスになってしまったところがあったんですけど、それでも140点台を出すことができて、すごくこれからに向けて自信を持ってできるかなというふうに思います。
It's been like a year since we last made a mistake in the jumps, so we were a bit nervous going into the free, but the fact that we still were able to come back strong, I think it's going to be a source of confidence for us moving forward.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's make some noise for your 2025 Skate America champions from Japan, Riko Miura and Ryuichi Kihara.
Here's a look at the top three, the medalists here in Skate America. Kellyanne Laurin and Hocke and Ethier from Canada had a great skate, making improvements every time out this season early on, as they now turn their focus towards the national championships in January, the Canadian championships. As they had a great skate here in Lake Placid. When they take the bronze, they are thrilled. The team leading after the short program disappointing here on this night. Anastasia Metelkina and Berulava of Georgia. They are indeed a great team technically, but on this night things fell apart. It started to unravel a little bit. Was it the pressure of skating last? Was it going up against the world champions? Well, regardless, the deed is done. Lessons will be brought forward. This team will not go away easily. And there's a reason that Miura and Ryuichi Kihara of Japan are two-time world champions. They'll make mistakes, but they'll know how to fight back, and they did here on this night in Lake Placid. They were determined. They were disappointed from yesterday, determined today, as they reach the top of the podium yet once again. But that concludes our coverage of the pairs of free program. Up next, the women's short program, followed by the men's free program a little bit later. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage. We'll hope you join us a little bit later.
Don't go far. See you in a second.
So radio spins were created by Henry Reyes because he really felt that for all the time that people put into competitive figure skating, they should get something
Welcome back to Lake Placid and the pair medal ceremony about to take place here at the Herb Brooks Arena. The scene of so many wonderful sporting events over the years. The first medal event here at Skate America. Week number 5 of the ISU Grand Prix Series.
Victory ceremony pairs. Third and winner of the bronze medal.
Perhaps a surprise to them, but the winner of the bronze medal from Canada, Kellyanne Laurin and Hocke and Ethier. A great skate. They were surprised, I think, at their scores as well, and they are thrilled to take home bronze. I don't think this team had expectations of podium. They just had expectations of themselves to continue to improve as they did. And look what happens. What a great day.
Second and winner of the silver medal. Representing
the leaders
Georgia,
after the short program, a really strong team representing Georgia. Anastasia Metelkina and Berulava. A disappointing skate here, no question. But it's still early in the season, and they continue to learn, not this time so much from a technical perspective, but from a stress perspective of being leaders after the short program at a big event. Bright future. That is wonderful sportsmanship by these teams. They fought their personal battles and congratulate each other.
First and winners
It's wonderful to see in such a challenging world from times as we take a look at the two-time world champions, and there's a reason for that. They know how to come back. They know how to fight. They'll make mistakes, but they'll come back fighting as they did here in the free program. They have to be the favorites, at least one of the favorites going into the Olympic Games this season, with all the experience they've gained over the years and that special quality of technical and performance and emotion during the performances. Riku, Miura, and Kihara from Japan take yet another gold medal. As we watch in front of our eyes right here, the great sportsmanship and support as Ryuichi always lifts Riku up on the top podium. This battle was fought and now decided, but many more to come this season.
The president of U.S. Figure Skating, Samuel Oxier. He will award the medals.
President of the United States Figure Skating Association, Mr. Samuel Oxier. Now, the medals, the gold medal for the champions here. will have qualified for the Grand Prix final in Nagoya, so they will have a little bit of time, and not too much, just a few weeks, of course, to go home and continue to prepare. They'll compete once
Please
again.
welcome the ISU representative, Tatsuro Matsumura. He will award the flowers. Ladies and
Now the special moment for any athlete, and
please rise for the
this is
national
important on
anthem
this
of the
day,
winner.
but they'll want to hear the same anthem in February in Milano.
Ladies and gentlemen, these are your medalists.
Well, the first event here at Skate America is now complete. The pairs event. We take a look at the top three on the podium and event number one's conclusion. And we'll be moving on a little bit later to the women's short program, and we'll close out day number two here in Lake Placid with the men's free program tonight. Another medal event will take place. There is a final look at the medalists here in Lake Placid, the pairs event. I hope you've enjoyed the coverage. I hope you stay with us a little bit later for the women as they take to the ice for the short program.